Hey everybody, Orpheolus here. Welcome back to our Pokemon Sword and Shield. Last time, we explored pretty much the remainder of the Giant's Bed there, completing another, getting another Reggie, and this time we'll get in the last Reggie or I guess the third Reggie, and also exploring Snowside Slopes, so all that fun stuff. Let's get started with this area. I will say this, I love Snowside Slope. It's probably one of my favorites of the sub-areas here in the Crown Tundra. I cannot get my DLC straight. Alright then. So getting this started here, we have ourselves Beldum. Oh boy, Beldum, I hate Beldum. The reason why I hate Beldum is that Beldum is a 3% catch rate. It is stupidly annoying. However though, they changed it in this game to where now it only has a takedown instead of tackle instead of takedown, but it is still an annoying Pokemon. Really, your best bet is to try to get them in raids, or another alternative is just quick balling it because it's a limited Pokemon. It's hard to catch for some dumb reason. I've never liked how rare Beldum is to catch in. Yeah. I mean, it's more than worth it. Metagross I consider one of the best Pokemon. That's not legendary, so yeah. Because I do like Beldum. Just let us catching it be such a pain. Yeah, thankfully you can find them in dens. Snom! Yeah, you can find Snom here too. Plus I believe you can also find Frostmoth here too, which is also a cool thing. Pun totally intended. Okay, so heading on up here to the Tundra. I don't think there's anything... Well, actually there is a water spot here. What can be found here? I mean, it's a cold puddle. I don't think anything in note might be here. Maybe, and I don't have it in my notes. Come on. I'm taking that. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Didn't mean to bring that up. Put it back. Put it back. Alright, good to know that inside that water is death. How can a 20-foot water-type Pokemon survive in that area? I have no idea. So next up, we have ourselves another pedestal here. Let's read it. April 21st, the king brought abundance and life to the land that was once frozen tundra. We owe these very crown plains to our king. As long as the bond between us people and our king holds strong, these lands will no doubt thrive for all time in fertile green. Sadly though, as we learned, things didn't quite go that way. Hello there, Frostlass. Another really good Pokemon. That really is that's really underrated. I do like Frostlass, just I don't know. I considered using Frostlass, but there were other uses for the Dawnstone I was thinking of. And plus, yeah. Oh, Beldum, why must you be a pain in the Arceus? I mean, at least you don't have takedown anymore, so... But you still have that annoying hail damage. Alright then. So I guess continuing on through the snow pathway here. Hey, Delibird. What I was supposed to do, I guess, bring my bike up, was that there's actually a TM behind here to get TR53 Close Combat. A very powerful move. 120 power, 100 accuracy, lowers your defense and special defense. We've seen it before probably. It's a good move. I like it. Alright then, so what do you want to do from here? So there's a little bit of a stopgap here. Also, beware of the Bearticks. They are fast marathon runners. Guess we'll go on through the grassway here. Grab ourselves a cracked pot there. And continue down this pathway here. So going along this pathway, we'll have another unique monster available here, which is really cool. Experience Candy L. And that is Metagross. Yeah, that's a scary Pokemon. Let's make an attempt. Metagross is probably one of the hardest Bossmon here, I guess. Non-legendary Pokemon, just because it's a 3% encounter, combined with Hail, and it's hard to catch. And it's also level 68, which is one of the strongest Pokemon available in the game. Not a legendary. Of course I catch you first, trying none of the Beldum. Alright, there we go. Give me my delicious experience. Alright, Metagross is in the dex. Because the magnetic powers of these Pokemon get stronger in freezing temperatures, Metagross living on snowy mountains are full of energy. And extra scary. Yeah, I really like Metagross. I find Metagross one of my favorite of these pseudo-Ubers. Alright then, so heading on down this very chilly pathway. We get ourselves a luxury ball there. And a thing of throat spray. Hi there, very aggressive Beartic. I guess you want to meet a very quick demise. Yeah, I do like Snow Slide Slope. This going up a snowy mountain is another one of those small little level design tropes I do like in video games. No, there's something quite tranquil about going up a snowy mountainside. Even if you are freezing to death, there's a lot of cool secrets there. Which is probably why the Hebra region in Breath of the Wild is my favorite region. Man, I am not looking forward to that Let's Play. That's eventual. Anyways, can I actually circle? Terrible circle distance, please. Please? I am literally standing on it. Gosh, I really could have spent more time with the mechanics of trying to circle things. Alright, there's a Dust Stone there. Yeah, once again, circling in this game is probably the worst thing ever. Alright then, so heading on down this pathway here, I don't think there's anything else here. We get ourselves Ice Beam TRO5. Very nice move. Yeah, I think we've seen it before, like 150 power, 100 accuracy, something like that. And that is actually the TM here, because they kind of moved it out of the way. So, our riddle here. Walk together with a living crystal of snow. This might sound incredibly vague, but we've seen that Pokemon here, and that is Triagonal. Also, how are these Pokemon anyways? Nothing really good. Decent stats. Terrible nature. That's decent, I guess. Any marks? Alright, nothing really there. So here we got ourselves Triagonal. Hello there, lads. Let's go ahead and open up the store. Walk together with the living crystal of snow. Hooray, you have a use in the game. Yeah, I do kind of like the small cryptic nature of this. It's like, it's not quite obvious, but the answer is there. So now I need to go bring in someone who could take a good physical or I guess special attack. What's in my reserves? Gas, you have been kind of sitting things out for a while. Acromuse might also be good here. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Alright then, so let's go on ahead and activate these buttons if I can actually navigate. Hitboxes, please work. There we go. Something changed in the air. It's a whole lot colder, so get this all done. Let's go ahead and save. And prepare for another fight. Ladies and gentlemen, Regice, the Ice Pokemon. Level 70, clear body for the ability. Ice Beam, Zap Cannon, Amnesia, and Icy Wind. This is probably the hardest of the three Regis to catch, just because Zap Cannon and Ice Beam, they'll hit pretty hard, so Regice has a Pokemon. While Regirock is more defense on the physical, Regice is all on the special front. With a stupidly high special defense of 200 and a special attack set of 100, I think it has the highest special defense of all Pokemon. That's, not a super ultra god Pokemon. So yeah, so downsides though is that it has a lot of weaknesses. 5 weaknesses is a lot, and a lot of them are physical, such as fighting's pretty physical, steel's pretty physical, rock's pretty physical, fires can be mixed, and yeah, it does kind of have a lot of weaknesses there. Not only that, but 50 speed is also not really that great. As for moves though, it can learn quite a few special moves such as Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, Flash Cannon. Really, its only moves besides Ice Beam. Not the greatest, but still better than Vanillux. Overall, it's an okay Pokemon. Not the greatest of the Regis. I would say kind of pass on it. Ice, I wish you were good, but not just being a glass cannon. Alright. We know the drill. Quick ball, and, let's begin the actual fight now. Seems like you'll be the one who actually, stands a chance. So yes, the Zap Cannon, it's a 100 power move, but more importantly, 100% chance of paralyzing, so... yeah. And Icy went to really slow us down, too. Yeah, this fight, I would say, of the three, is the hardest. Alright, let's go for another Mega Horn. Game load, please. Thank you. Yeah, of all the moves, probably if you can get around Zap Cannon, Icy Wind is probably the biggest right here. Alright then, so Regice is... it's a Pokemon to catch, that's for sure. I'll probably let Spartoon take the fall, and then switch over to Gauss and then try to paralyze it and go from there. So Thunder Wave is a very valuable move here for these legendary Pokemon. Kind of one of the backup moves I wanted to use. Thunder Wave being able to paralyze is very insurmountable because with the status ailment, it'll increase the catch rate by quite a bit. And plus Thunder Wave is permanent, so you don't need to worry about reapplying it. That's why I really like Thunder Wave. A, it cripples the opponent, and B, increases your catch rate, and you don't need to constantly reapply it. Only problem though is that Regice is a hard Pokemon to catch. What do I got? I get Premier Balls. I kind of feel like moving around for a little bit. 1, 2. Aw. Yeah, once again, like the other Regis, it has a catch rate of 3, so roughly about a 9% catch rate or so. That's with like an Ultra Ball, so it's much less with the Premier Ball. Yeah, shout out to those who can actually catch all these Pokemon in one go with Pokeballs. It's a test of patience, that's for sure. One. Ah, nice avoid. One. Man. Alright, that's all done. Dive balls for the meme. One. Come on. One. Darn! I want a meme, okay? Okay, use that. Yeah, it's roughly around a 4% catch rate or so with the Pokeball. I should have brought up my calculator I've been using. 1, 2. And Gauss is done. Alright, use next Pokemon. I really probably should have brought my other Pokemon. Okay. Continue the meme. 1. Man. Okay, I guess we're done playing around. Time for the boring Ultra Balls. 2. 3. Alright, not terrible. I've had worse legendary Pokemon before. Look at. But yeah, half my team is down. At least Glimbori got some time to shine. Sorry, Glimbori, you haven't been really done much in the DLC. Alright then, send that to the box. Alright then. So with this all done, walk together with living crystal of snow. When I took Triagonal from its Pokeball and had it walk with me, the door opened and I found Regice. Oi oi, Peony here, enjoying your adventures? Come again, you've gone and met the ice giant Regice. Yeah, smash and work, Chief. Now crack on with those other giants. Keep up the good work. And we only have one giant left, so... Alright, 3 down, 1 to go. Now I need to go heal my Pokemon. They are next to dead. Alright then, so back here on Snowside Slope, we're now going ahead and just kind of finish up this entire area. There's not too much to it, all things considered. I mean, yeah, it's a nice and cool area, but not much to substance, really. Hello there, Matang. Another 3% in catch rate. And can get a little hairy, too. Quick ball, quick ball. I know I have like 3 Master Balls. 1. Okay. I ain't gonna really bother with you because you are a little bit of a scary Pokemon. Alright. Back up to the slope we go. So as a little bit of a refresher as where we are, this is the intersection we did. That way leads to Regice. And this way leads up further up the slope. Some more Tanks there along the pathway. And another one there, I guess. So heading up over here, we get ourselves a lot more Beartic. Go away, scary Pokemon. Alright, there we go. Experience Candy M for all that trouble. What did I run into? Snom! Yeah, that might be a thing. Snom. Yeah, I really don't want to play with Snom right now. So over here across the slope, anyways, that there was an Ice Stone. So if you ever want to do Darmanitan for some stupid reason, and you want to get an Ice Stone, before, well, you get the bike, what you have to do is start the game, go to Motostoke, lose the Peony, and progress throughout the wild area up until you get to this item here. This is the only Ice Stone available before the water bike. And a 40 Sword there too. Hooray, question mark, for a decent design, I guess? Not really. Yeah, just one kind of dumb thing is that if you want an Ice Stone, you have to do some stupid crap. Then again, that's all I'm about. Doing dumb crap. Alright then, coming right over here, we get ourselves an Eject Pack. Item to be held by Pokemon when the holder attack is lowered and we switch out of battle. It's... okay, I guess. I thought I just heard an Aurorus. Yeah, it might have been an Amara that I heard. I'm going crazy, okay? I've been dealing with crap all my life. Sometimes you just get a little, disregard for sanity. Anyways, heading up here to the tunnel to the top. Some more interesting Pokemon here, such as Zubat. It's been how long? And now we can actually encounter Zubat. Once a staple in earlier Pokemon games in like the first cave, this is endgame. Like, this is very late into the region. And now we have access to Zubat. There we go. And we got the bat. Alright, welcome to the Dex. Amidst ultrasonic waves from its mouth to check surroundings, even in tight space, Zubat flies around with skill. Yeah, and plus we don't need to repel to avoid them now, which is also a really cool thing. Hooray for quality of life! Another new Pokemon here is Bagon. Bagon is Pokemon Sword exclusive, and Pokemon Shield will be doing Gibble. Both are good Pokemon, but I think Gibble is a little bit better. And overpowered and ridiculously disgustingly strong. There we go, we caught Bacon. There we go. Another one for the Dex. Yeah, we're doing pretty good for the Pokedex, all things considered. And up here is a Golbat too, I guess. I don't really care. Another new Pokemon of interest is Carbink. Carbink! Oh god, you suck. Yeah, I was doing some quick battles. I'll do the full battles once we're at the end of the episode, since we're getting pretty close there. 1. And done. Hooray! More Pokemon for the decks! Alright, Flahair is 78. So strong. Alright, there we go. Carbink get. So now navigating this place. It's a maze, to say the least. And there's numerous dead ends along the pathway, but rewards nevertheless, such as a Dragon Fang, increased power Dragon type moves. So yeah, so very worthwhile of exploring this entire cave. And Clefairy! Another spot for Clefairy. Since Clefairies, they are typically harder to get. It's right here we get ourselves a Dusk Ball. Pretty useful here. Hooray for random counter Pokemon. And heading out here, you might notice that the audio has been changing a little bit as we progress through. It's actually a really cool detail, just going up the slope and hearing the audio change as you go up. It's a nice little sound design thing that I like. Coming up here, another unique monster Frostlass there. Here we get ourselves a Moonstone. Oh man, if only you were a whole lot more common in Sinnoh. Anyways, going along this pathway here, taking a left and another left, we arrive at another dead end. Overlooking a pretty cool top, and you get TR-15 Fire Blast. 120 power, 75 or 80 accuracy. Very powerful move, as Leon very much showed. And shredding through much of my team. Yeah, this place is a little bit dangerous with all the stops here. Anyways, Rare Bone there, more Carbink. And right here we get ourselves a pair of safety goggles. So yeah, some very good loot here in this cave. And a normal gem there, yeah. Back in Gen 5, gems were very disgustingly powerful with Archeops. So I think we're almost done here, actually. This is starting to look a little bit familiar. Max Revive, and okay, yeah. Now I know where we are. So here inside this little cavern, we're going to go down this pathway here. And head on to this next set of slope. Here we get ourselves a Clefairy and a Druddigon. Another pretty powerful Pokemon there. Not super strong, but it exists. Going down further, there we can find Clefable. Another really good Pokemon, and Terra Heavy Duty Boots. So, they're just handing out the super good items like candy. Speaking of candy. Alright, Gallus is 74 now. Alright then, so yeah, so random Clefable here as a unique monster, so that's nice and dandy. Okay, so heading out here, we have ourselves a beautiful scenic vista over the entirety of the Crown Tundra Mean. Down there is the valley that we have no access to, but it shows just how winding this caveway here. Yeah, this is actually a really cool dungeon. That's right, dungeon. It took until now for like a proper cave system that it actually feels like a cave system instead of a bloody straight line. Anyways, come up here, we get ourselves a rare candy. Around the bend, bag of Stardust. So with this all done, inside this room here we get ourselves a very powerful foe, being Salamence. And Pokemon Shield, this would be Garchomp. Yeah. Garchomp and Salamence are very potent Pokemon. So hooray for some more of the strongest Pokemon in the, more of the strongest non-legendary Pokemon. 2, 3... Damn! Yeah, Salamence is a very good Pokemon, to say the least. It's fast and it hits super duper hard. Do I have a fairy Pokemon on me? Not really. Dusk Ball? 1? Yeah, I think it's another 3%. Maybe it's 45. I know it's low. I think Metagross still has a better I know Metagross has a 3. Okay. Really wish I had a Cremuse up. Okay, get that Thunder Wave off now. Yeah, Salamence is super fast too. Now it's confused, so Parafusion will take hold for a while. Though both have been nerfed in recent generations. Gosh, Thunderbolt. Just weaken a bit. Too much damage. Oh well. I got Bagon, and that's probably more important. Yeah, there might be a Shell Gun here, but I don't know. Anyways, here we get ourselves a Magmarizer. Use evolve Magmar into Magmortar, so yeah. Just find yourself a friend. Anyways, your big reward for going through this entire cave system is another nice scenic viewpoint. Well, it seems kind of You get Heartstone, Wishing Piece. Very good Wishing Piece location in Ally Switch. Terrible move. Well, what's important here is that this den is very special. Inside this den, you get yourself guaranteed fossil Pokemon. Like, I think all the Pokemon here have a chance of being a fossil. Very nice and very good, too. And your reward here for the rare dens also have a chance of them being the regional, I guess, like Dracovich's fossil and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, very worthwhile doing these dens. Oh yeah, another thing I should mention though is that Nia will actually join you for these raids too. Very uncommon, but it's also a really cool detail. Yeah, P and Nia will have a Tyrantrum. Well, show who's boss, and that's probably going to be the Tyrant because AIs have like no EVs or IVs or anything like that. There we go, Tyrant's caught. So yeah, some really good moves. Oh yeah, got a Fossilized Bird there too. Hooray! Even though I don't really need them. Still really nice to have. And we got Tyrant too. They're available pretty easily, so not too much of a big thing, but nice little fun thing there. Yeah, you can find pretty much all the fossils there, though there's some regional variants that you can't quite get. Still pretty good, I guess. So returning back to the cave. Nice big nugget there in the big loot room. Yeah, this is a cool area. I do like going up the Crown Tundra. Yeah, Pathway to the Top is probably one of my favorite cave systems. I don't know, I do like how they did the cave system here, though it does get a little winding. And there's some items that you probably don't see on your first visit there too, like that item there, that I kind of spaced out on. So I got a little lost here. Alright then. And PP up. Okay, not too useful. Probably for selling fodder, so the reason why we're going up here is because I want to skip travel location. So here we are up at the path through the peak. Up here you can very easily find yourself Frostmoth. Like, they're super common here. You can find Absol maybe, you can find yourself Druddigan here. A lot of the rare Pokemon. Oh, right on cue. Yeah, and even just looking out here, a lot of Frostmoth overlooking the cliffside, so that's a really cool detail. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything here in Path to the Peak. That's an Ice Stone, so, yeah. Another Ice Stone if you, want to get a Darmanitan early. You just have to go up here across level 70 Pokemon. Okay, not quite 70, they're like 60-some, but yeah, they are, very strong indeed. And now, at the very top of the mountain, we have ourselves the Crown Shrine. We'll be back here much later on in the game, but I just want to make a note here because something is here, something very powerful, so very much worthwhile coming up here because we get some very good things here, well, besides the candy there. We can go on ahead to this side area here and we get ourselves a Max Revive. Where's the bottle cap at? I know it's here somewhere. It might be inside. TR11 Psychic. Very good Psychic type move. So yeah, very much worthwhile coming up here. And there's nothing stopping us from going inside. Inside this little area, we don't have access to our side Pokemon. But we can go ahead and explore this area. There's not too much here. At least I don't think. Yeah, we just get a lot of roadblocks in the way. I think there's something over here. Yeah. You can kind of see it fade in here. We get a King's Rock there. Very good item. I think there's something else up here. Yes, right over here. Because right back here somewhere, a large root is out of the ground, so a very big tree there. And we can head on over to this little stable-looking thing, and we get ourselves a bunch of hay here. Nothing really there in the pathway. Man, there's supposed to be something good here. I guess not. Might have just been my imagination. Or my notes were wrong, or I was just looking at the wrong section of notes. Oh well. Yeah, I suppose if there's a bottle cap here, I can't see where it is right now. It's not that big of a deal. Psychic is more important, so... Hooray, we've explored the entirety of this area, so... Yeah, we actually gathered quite a few more locations. So yeah, we're about halfway through exploring the region. We still have this area here. And we also got Dynatree Hill down there. So I think next time, Pokemon Sword and Shield, we are going to be exploring Roaring Sea Caves and heading out here to the Frigid Sea. Because that's going to be the next course of action, because there's a lot of things over in that area. So with this all done, now it is time for bios. So I guess on the pathway up here to the peak, there's 4 new Pokemon available here that we've more or less gone over them all. Hooray for being speedy. So the first new Pokemon available here, which you caught at the beginning of the episode, was Beldum. Beldum is a pretty good Pokemon, all things considered. It's a pain to catch while having a base 3 catch rate, but it is worth it because Metagross is a monster, boasting a 135 attack, 130 defense. It is a physical powerhouse, combined with a very good typing of Steel Psychic. It doesn't have many weaknesses. Well, it has more weaknesses now than it did back in Gen 4 and 5 when it was very good, but it's still a very powerful Pokemon. It can learn quite a few physical moves such as Meteor Mash, Hammer Arm, Stone Edge, Earthquake, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, and Zen Headbutt. Its special stats are also pretty good, not the greatest, but it's more on the physical side. Main downside though is that it is slow, so it will be outsped, but all things considered, for a physical powerhouse, it is a very good Pokemon to use, and no matter the generation, it's a Pokemon you have to respect. Next up in the tunnel to the top, we have Zubat. Surprise Zubat is this late in the game. Zubat is a very fast poison flying type Pokemon. That's pretty alright. Crobat is a friendship evolution as a Pokemon. 130 base speed is nothing to sneeze at. It'll outspeed most everything in the game, so yay for speedy Pokemon. As for its other stats, they're generally alright. 90 attack, 80 defensive stats, pretty good, and its abilities are both pretty okay. Normal is, the linear is inner focus for flinch immunity, which, given its speed, you don't really need to worry about flinching, really. So yeah, otherwise Infiltrator is good to ignore a substitute. As for some other moves, Cross Poison is a must, Leech Life for healing, Fly, U-Turn as a good alternative for switching, Crunch and Zen Headbutt for other good moves. In its egg moves, you can learn Defog, which is a really good option for getting rid of annoying like Stealth Rocks and such if you're going to competitive play. And plus with the heavy duty boots, you can switch in and take that threat out. All around, it's a pretty nice Pokemon to use. Not much for the offensive threat, but it's definitely very fast. Next up is Bagon. Bagon is a Sword exclusive Dragon type Pokemon. The line, especially Salamence, is a monster. 135 attack is nothing to sneeze at, and 110 special attack and 100 speed is also really good. The trade-off though is that it has a quad weakness to ice, and it has pretty alright defenses. Intimidate is, for regular ability, is really good to debuff with potent threats, or Moxie to help sweep. It's definitely a physical powerhouse. Outrage and Fly will really hurt. Crunch and Zen Headbutt also in the learn pool, which is also really good. As for some other moves, Stone Edge, Earthquake, Iron Head, and TR's Dragon Dance is a dangerous setup move that helps it move quite a bit and really fast. The only downside though is that the quad weakness of Ice, but overall it's a really powerful Pokemon to use. Just be careful with Stealth Rocks. Next up is Gible. Gible and Garchomp, I would argue, is better than Bagon and one of the best Pokemon in general. Shield exclusive, Garchomp is a monster. Just ask Cynthia. Well, there's a time when this game was out where there was a quiet period without having to deal with Garchomp, And now Garchomp is back. Sandveil was banned because of evasion and sandstorms. Rough Skin is arguably better ability and still a very good deterrent for physical attackers. Stat-wise, 130 attack, 108 HP, 95 and 85 for defenses, and 102 speed. It's bulkier than Salamence, so it takes more of a beating, but it still hits very hard. As for moves, Outrage and Earthquake are both extremely powerful. It has access to Sword Stance, Stealth Rock, Fire Fang, Iron Head, Poison Jab, Stone Edge. This thing packs a punch. It is a hard-hitting Pokemon. And there's a reason why Garchomp is an infamous Pokemon for its power. It is really good. And lastly is Carbink. And on the complete other end of the spectrum of good Pokemon is Carbink. Seeing it is a beast-based stat total of 500 might sound cool until you realize most of that was put in defense, special defense. 150 defense stats is really good, but 50 HP and speed is pretty bad. The only good thing about Carbink is clear body prevent debuffs and body press. Spoiler alert, Regirock does that even better. Attack stats are rubbish. Stealth Rock can be learned by many other faster Pokemon, Garchomp, and it just wants to be Shuckle, but it does nothing with it. I would steer clear of this Pokemon. If you're desperate for Rock's Pokemon, there's Regirock, higher level, and all that fun stuff. So I guess with that, next time Pokemon Sword and Shield, we head out and head to a very icy Arctic Sea. I will see you all then.